That's a good question. Look, anything that doesn't have balance will actually take you in a way or another. And with smartphone, when we started, it was really good because we didn't really wait to go to the office to answer, for example. Or for mothers, like as a mother, with my kids, it's much easier to know that I can call and know where they are. But when there are no limits, they are really becoming part of our lives to a point that even mothers in their families, they sit on a table and everyone is holding their phone. So at this stage, with how we're going, they are really starting to ruin our lives, our psychology, our relationships. It's serious.
Yeah, and I think when smartphones first came out, that's when I started noticing that there were changes in human behavior, right? So people started obviously using the phone more and reading the newspaper less, reading less books, just reading less in general. And not just that, but writing less as well. So like less handwriting, less memory, less cognitive function. So there's the good side of technology, especially smartphones. Yes. They allow us to connect. They allow us to know instantly where anyone is, really.
Yes.
Allow us to obviously use the internet, but then social media as well, right? Yeah. And it's like, you know, I can pick up the phone and call you.
Yeah.
And
wait, we met through it.
Yeah, exactly.
We met, like, we built a connection through the smartphone.
Yeah.
And today is the first time we meet in person.
Yes.
So it has advantages, but coming back to knowing where people are, I refuse to put the 360 on my phone, and my kids laugh because all the mothers love it and parents love the idea that they can know. I'm not against knowing, but it's becoming control. So my daughter yesterday was saying, come on, I'll put it for you. I said, listen, if you want to track me, I don't have a problem, but I really don't want, it would sound weird, I don't want to be in control anymore. I love the idea of not being in control, like let things happen.
But not being controlling.
In control, because if I'm in control of the way my kids are doing stuff, I will suffocate them and they will not have the chance to have their mistakes.
Yeah.
So that's yesterday. I'm like, no, if you want to track me, I don't want to track you.
And that's the bad thing about smartphones, right? Because yes, you can track your children, you can track your family, you can see where you're, I guess like where you are anytime, anywhere. The thing is, when it gets to a point where there are no boundaries in relationships, whether it's parents and children or whether it's, you know, intimate relationships, when you don't have boundaries, or even if you have boundaries and those boundaries are being, I guess, I don't know what the word is, but basically severed, then there's a thing called digital harm now. And that's becoming more and more unsafe for people because people, you know, partners can track you know. So there's
my
like
mind
the really
is
scary side
on
of it
fire
as well.
Because this is a very important idea in relationships nowadays. Now we see partners going into their partner's phone to see what's happening because I want to see it. But by what we focus on grows stronger. And that is ruining relationships. So
exactly. Like if we're focusing on the phone to be our second best friend, we're using the phone against the other person.
Yeah.
And
then
it comes to a point where it's safe, but then it comes to a point where it is harmful.
What was the point when you realized it's the problem and you started to work on detox?
When smartphones started becoming more popular in Melbourne. So there was, on the train, we used to have a magazine called the MX, and people used to read that religiously on the train. Everyone had the newspaper, the magazine out, and no one would be on their phones, right? And then when they started coming out in like kind of mid to late 2000s, that's when I started detox. So I saw the changes in human behaviour. People were disconnecting more, and people were more ingrained into their screens. And students, or not even just students, like adults, everyone was starting to use their phone more, and everyone's slouched and no one's talking to each other, and we're becoming kind of like Neanderthals again with our backs. We're losing that human connection side of things. And so that's when I created Detox, and I thought, okay, there's something called digital detox. And when we first started Detox, it started off as community events, and it was for, young adults who wanted to get together, put their phones away for like a couple of hours, just, network, have fun, meet new people, meet old people, reconnect, and disconnect from their phones. And then slowly we pivoted away from being just disconnecting from phones, but actually, how do we actually still use our phones, right? But use technology in a healthier and safer way, so that we can still, connect with each other and use technology, but then also still have that human connection element. So how do we balance it too? Yeah. That's how Detox came about. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
And Dima, what about you? When was the point when you started to think about that's the problem?
So my journey started, I hit rock bottom while I was in architecture. And look, at that time, it wasn't still, like the phone was there, but it wasn't really causing that damage. Like, let's say 2017. It wasn't that bad. It was still connection. Now, when I hit rock bottom, what happened is I couldn't tell anyone what was going in my life. I wasn't feeling good. I asked for help, and to my surprise, it felt like every professional out there wanted me to join their funnel. I was a number, and if they can convince me to pay that much money so they can help me. Now, at that time, I would say I started to spend a lot of time, but for a good use, because I said to myself, okay, if I can't find someone who helps me, I need to do something. But it wasn't planned to help right away. So I went on Instagram, created a page, and that page changed names forever. Now it's Mind Architecture, and I'll tell you why. But when I first started, I used it. That was I never had a personal account. That was an account that I wanted to change the world through it. Because I thought at that time, there's something wrong, like I can't find someone to help me. Maybe if I share my pain, I don't know. I didn't have any clue, except I wanted to release what I'm feeling. I used quotes from other people. I started creating my own quotes, and the surprise was a lot of people started reaching out for me to help them. And I'm like, I'm crying behind that screen. And okay,
how do I navigate my usage on Slack, on Teams, on email? How do I, if I'm working, if I have a portfolio career, meaning I'm multifaceted, right? How does one person jump from one job to the next project, in a way that is productive, and when I say productive, it's not just the amount of work done, right? but it's like their sanity as well, and the level of output, not just from results, but from their well-being, which in turn turns into results, right?
Yeah.
Because if we're healthy, then we're creating better business, right? And then when better business, it's not just about business, but it's also business people have families, right?
Yeah.
They have relationships, and at the end of the day, it's all about relationships. So what is a relationship that we're building, not just within the workplace, but within all the different devices that we use? What's our relationship to our phone? What's our relationship to our laptop, our PC,
I think it's becoming their relationship.
Yeah.
It's like,
And so, like, how do companies actually start to think about these relationships that people have with their devices? Like, how much time should we spend on a laptop, right? And so, for example, I used to work at a company where we would be on WhatsApp, we would be on email, would be on like multiple different avenues just to chat and just to talk and just to email, right? And when you need something, you request it yesterday.
Yes.
And then, you know, the other employees or the other team members would be like, oh my God, like, what do I do with this? And this is like, you know, like it's a little bit chaotic.
Yeah.
And so how do business owners and just businesses in general like navigate this? And I think what's changing is these tech startups and these tech companies, they're starting to realize that digital well-being and digital detoxing
is a thing.
Yeah. And I think in the future, tech organizations are going to start to employ, obviously, you know, not talking about employing people, but employing digital well-being practices for their
Can
staff.
I tell you something?
Yes, of course.
I'm optimistic normally, but with this, for 4 years, I moved to Australia 4 years ago. I was telling you before, trying to explain to people this concept about employee well-being. This week I posted on LinkedIn something around the golden goose. Employees nowadays are the golden goose. Yeah, they get you to have the golden eggs. With employers, what's happening is, oh, they're good. Give more, give more, give more. And then that farmer who had that golden goose, he was getting all the gold every single day suddenly. And at the end, he decided to kill the goose to see where the gold is coming from. And that's so powerful in the world today, because we have employees that are helping us achieve those outcomes. Instead of saying, you know, when you're driving, you say, they have a campaign in Australia saying, stop, revive, survive. I think this should be the culture of stop, revive, survive. Maybe have the speakerphone with one music, like time to meditate, all of us, or time to have a break, a drink, I don't know. But we need to implement those, because without noticing, we are killing the golden goose. And that's why if you look at numbers, you see a lot of companies don't make it. They reach the peak and suddenly they start going down. Why? Because the base, they're not taking care of the base. They just, oh, I want the outcome. Yeah, I'll replace people. And that's no culture. Then your customers will feel it, even if it's a product that no one doesn't really require customer service, but you will feel it from the product.
And the well-being of employees, at the end of the day, it's like, how does an employer treat their employee as a teammate, not as a number?
Yeah.
And when it comes to technology, it's all about numbers, right? Like ones and zeros. But relationships and people were about the heart and the brain and the soul, right? So I think if employers start to think about this, not like holistically in terms of like a life coaching or anything like that, but that does help.
Tools.
The tools and the practices that people can do. So when so when it comes to digital well-being in the workplace, I firmly believe that it'll become such a huge problem.
Yeah,
Digital safety,
yeah.
digital harm, digital addiction,
It is.
focus, right? ADHD,
It is.
not
It
just in
is,
children,
yeah.
but just in adults as well. And the focus, the lack of focus that we're going to have because of these digital devices.
Yes, because of the digital devices, the tasks we need to do, like everyone will end up really dealing with that.
And like endless options of
Yes.
like platforms
And now with AI,
yeah.
with AI now you see the conversations, like you use AI, I use it, it's really amazing. But I have to prompt it in a way like, can you stop giving me options?
Yeah.
Like
You have to
training people to use even their devices in the right way, because there are so many options out there that you stand up and like, I can't choose.
because it's just endless, and they're designed to keep you hooked.
Going back to the well-being thing, because I would say I'm traumatized because of it, because sometimes I would be working with the HR on an offer, and one thing they say, can you please remove the word well-being from your offer?
Just change it to wellness. I'm joking.
Like, but no.
That's
Can you
crazy.
imagine, we're talking about this and how serious it is, and there are still companies who you need to trick into well-being without saying well-being. You just need to put it in a way that honestly increasing profits.
So interesting you say that, because detox started off as digital well-being. Actually, no, it started off as digital detox,
Yeah,
right? And then it pivoted into digital well-being.
yeah,
And after realizing that I had experienced digital harm,
yeah,
I'm like, okay, maybe we can add digital safety
yeah.
on top of health and well-being.
Yeah, maybe digital safety will be more sellable.
So now, detox is not just about digital wellness
Yeah,
or digital well-being, but it's digital safety, health and well-being. So I think that's kind of a holistic.
I love the
thing
word,
that-
because if you think detox and it's like digital detox, it's amazing. I like it.
Thank you.
It's needed.
I can also see myself when I'm working and exhausted already, so I'm just taking my phone and scrolling down, and it makes me some kind of, like, not an energy, but my brain feels calmer a bit.
During that time.
Yeah, during the time, not after.
Yeah.
And do you have some tips how to do different things to avoid this, like, kind of I was stuck there for a half an hour?
That's what I do. First of all, I put a limit. So I have a limit on every platform. Instagram is 20 minutes. And then LinkedIn I didn't put, because I normally use LinkedIn just for my work, for sharing my views. But mainly Instagram, because I use it a lot. And I use it like and I agree with you, when I'm stressed, I use it more. So when I started putting those limits, it worked. But the other thing is, do not associate something you have to do without it with your phone. For example, bed is for sleeping. If I take my phone with me to bed every single night and it becomes a routine, then I cannot sleep without my phone. But we know that the blue light from my phone will interrupt my sleep. So it's a vicious circle. It's why, I would say first, why do you want to do that? I started it by looking at my time during stressful moments, and I'm saying, oh my God, I've spent 5 hours today on social media without noticing. So which means my dream of changing the world by sharing my views is not going to happen, because I'm spending it on scrolling. That's one. So the why is very important first. Second, how do I do it? I limit, and I put, again, why am I using this platform? Because at the end of the day, you notice, because of the algorithm, you're actually seeing the same thing. And the third thing I would say, have different hobbies. Like I used to have a lot of hobbies, and because of changing countries, having those transitions one after the other, I got stuck at some point. I revived my hobbies. Like I read before I go to bed. And I read not on a Kindle, I read in a proper book. And I always sleep, and I laugh because I always sleep with a book or a copybook and pens next to me. So yeah, revive your hobbies. And this way you're gonna notice that it is competing with the things that you should do. And going back to what you said about the energy and the calm, it makes us feel calm at the start, but it consumes all the energy. So by the time you're off your phone, if you start your day with it, by the time you're off your phone, you don't feel that you're really excited or motivated to do anything else because the dopamine is already there. So,
me, I think going to answer your question about energy, the goal after scrolling is you want to feel good energy, right? So to have good positive energy, what kind of content do you want to look at intentionally that makes you go, I want to feel like this, I have 5 minutes to kill,
yeah,
or I have half an hour, I want to use social media right now. I'm going to eat up the content on social media right now. I'm going to consume that social media diet, and I'm going to look at funny content. So what I do is I go into my explore page on Instagram. I don't even go onto my scroll, I don't go onto my feed. I click on the little magnifying glass and I look at 5, like literally, 4 or 5 videos and images, right? So a total of 4 or 5 max, which is like one screen. Yeah. And then I click on the ones that I want to watch or click on the photo.
Okay,
I like it, I double tap, it goes into my save, it goes into my activity. If I watch the video, if I like it, I share it, right? So then my network, my connections will see it, and they're like, okay, so Tao liked this photo, or Tao shared this video. I'm gonna like it too, I'm gonna share it too. And then I see that, I'm like, that makes me feel good as well. Like, I share something that you like, and I'm like, yeah, we're like connecting, right?
Yeah.
Because if I look at something, but I'm only passively looking at something, it's like me just like watching things go by, but not telling someone I really liked that flower.
Yeah.
Or I liked your earrings, but I'm not going to tell you, right? Like that's like that's like not being kind, right? Like, yes, I'm being kind inside, like I like your earrings, but you don't know that. But if I'm actively being intentional, I'm sharing that content, and then also, knowing that I want to be feeling energized. So I often look at inspirational stuff, humorous, so comedy, and like inspirational, motivational stuff. But I just try to keep it. I like those are my boundaries. Like those are my limits.
I like the idea because what I do, I scroll during that time. I'm intentional about the time, and I'm intentional about deleting. Like I'm not interested in that, so I make sure to delete the things on my page. I'm gonna look at that. Do the magnifying glass thing. That's better. Yeah, that's it. I have that time.
Yeah, and it's like YouTube, right? Like YouTube can suck you in. Yeah, but it's kind of like you look at the videos that you want to watch. Yeah, you're not subscribed to the YouTube Shorts. Yeah, looking at the videos, you're like, okay, I like that. I'm gonna click on that. I'm intentional about that. Yeah, and I know that I like that because I'm aware that I want to look at. I want to feel that way when I watch it. I want to be entertained. I want to be educated. And then the other thing that I do is I look at, like, I love being creative. Yeah. Like for those who know me, I make music as well. So I like the arts. Yeah. And so not just consuming content, but creating creative content. Okay. So I make songs, I make videos, and again, it's going back to that form of self-expression. Yes. So instead of passively consuming social media and then feeling like crap afterwards, how about actively creating something
Yeah.
and feeling amazing afterwards? So if you have 5 minutes to spare, create something.
Yeah.
You share it, you don't share it, it's up to you. Yeah, but don't share it because you want to get the validation.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
don't share it because you want to get the validation and then you get the energy. Share it because you feel energized because you made it.
Yeah.
You made that piece, and then you put it out there into the universe.
Yeah. Yeah, I've always
Kind
used
of like
my Instagram. I focus on Instagram and LinkedIn, but with Instagram, I've always used it for self-expression. And I tell everyone, I really don't post because I have to post. I post. I think that's my identity, my portfolio. So I always share the things I really want to share rather
Yeah.
than
Just for the
just
sake
like
of
this. Yeah. Yeah.
I love that.
What's the first step everybody can do to improve their digital safety and well-being?
First step, put your phone down when you're talking to someone. Put your phone down when you're speaking with someone.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Unless it's an emergency,
Yeah.
then excuse yourself, you know. But I think
Yeah.
because we're in an age of tech, AI, everything, technology based, we really need to form or reform that human connection. So if you're speaking to a human,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, put your phone down.
I
Sounds
really
simple,
like
but
that.
It can
I
be really
do.
hard to do.
It is, but
yeah,
I have this habit actually.
Yeah.
Whenever I am with someone, I put my phone in my
Put it away.
purse.
Yeah.
I always put it. And Simon Sinek has that
does.
that video where he says he talks to people and he holds his phone, and he's like, "How do you feel right now? Do you feel that my full attention is towards you?" So yeah, put your phone away. I would say, honestly, do not sleep and wake up on your phone. Charge your phone away from your bed table. Just put it somewhere far, so when you wake up, really close your eyes and have an intention for the day. And look, I'm telling you something that I'm trying to do, and when it works, my day is better. So it's very important to have your phone, have a place in your house where you can use the phone for certain things. And I'm saying this because, again, when your family is not in the same place, they live overseas, there is war, there are so many things happening, you find yourself immediately jumping in, and I just want to make sure that everyone is safe. But when I have my phone away, it's so good. It's just like I jump out of bed, I do stuff, and then I say, okay, intentionally during that time, I'm gonna watch it. But don't associate it with your food. What's happening now, we have a huge thing happening. Because every time I'm eating, I'm watching. So every time I'm watching, I feel I want to eat.
Yep.
So it's important to do that. Have boundary where I need to use it and where I should not use it.
Yeah. Especially if you're eating by yourself in a cafe or restaurant or something, I see people having the phone there, and you know they can do that, but at the end of the day, you're not being conscious about like what you're actively eating, and oh my god, it tastes so good, but I can't taste anything or I can't feel anything because all I'm doing is like watching the thing on the screen. But yeah.
When I was going through a really tough time and I was going on hikes, I made an intentional decision not to use even the music on my phone. So I used to put my phone in my bag and honestly look around me, do not solve problems. I can only dream. That used to be the condition.
Be bored.
You walk, just enjoy what's around you, and you're only allowed to dream. You're not allowed to solve problems, because it's really standing in the way of our dreams.
I really believe in being bored when you're standing at the bus stop as well. To reduce the temptation of reaching for your phone, look at the people around you,
Yeah.
look at that beautiful tree, right? Look at that beautiful flower. Look at that.
Notice that there is a
Notice
flower.
that there's a bee on that flower. Like nature's all around us, and we
Yeah.
can see that. And we don't see beauty anymore. So people really need to see that. But yeah, going back to waking up first thing in the morning, and not checking your phone, I firmly believe that.
Yeah.
Um,
It changes the
Unless the alarm
dynamic of the
goes off.
day. Yeah.
Where the people can find more about detox and
Yes, so Detox, you can follow us on Instagram at Detox Official, LinkedIn, Detox Official, Detox Co, but our website is detox.co, so DITOX.co. You can find me on LinkedIn, all the channels. Yeah, so thank you so much for having us.
And the best place to find me is maybe mindarchitecture.au on Instagram. And for my more like crazy mind of business, it's LinkedIn on my name, Dima Istanbuli, we'll tag it. Yeah. I think social media is a good way to connect, but
Yeah.
don't let it replace you as a person, and you said it.
100%.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you so much.
Wow.